Hey guys, Kru Neil here again with another episode of Muay Thai Save Me. You see, again, I'm missing my business partner, Edwin Lopez, all right? But again, he's still got business to attend to. But across from me, I have a special guest. Her name is Amanda Torres.
Yes.
Amanda Torres. Amanda, can you, for people that don't know Amanda, can you share to our audience who Amanda Torres is?
Well, I'm Amanda, Gianna's mom.
Who was on the show previously.
Who was on the show on the previous podcast. And then, well, I'm a mother of three, Gianna, and then I have two boys. I have a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old. I work full-time. And I'm a lash technician. That's my side gig besides that. And then Gianna was doing kickboxing. And then I shortly joined after maybe about, like she said, like a year and a half. I wanted to try something new and like go to the gym. And then eventually I just got myself around to doing it. Mm-hmm. At first, so I wanted to work out. I would try the gyms, but that would always fall out all the time.
Well, why do you feel like it would always fall out?
Because I'm not a gym person, I don't like to work out. I don't like to do a lot of, and then I just felt like I would try something and then I would just like, I wasn't consistent with it, I would stop going and then it was just like the same routine all the time. And either I would go with a friend or I would go by myself. It would just always fall out, and it was kind of like boring. And I didn't really have like other people that I would like, would support me. Like if I would go to the gym, you don't know anybody, right? When you go. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it didn't have that support or motivation to continue to go. And I just felt like this was something different because I wanted to do like kickboxing or like just boxing in general, like just do something active, something different that would motivate me to do an actual workout, I guess somebody motivated me to do it. Yeah. So then I felt like this really helped me, and then I just needed to do something for myself as well. I felt like I wasn't in a right, physically, I was in a right, the right place. And I finally just like, I need to do something for myself, like my daughter's doing this, I can do it myself too. If she's doing it, was doing really well. I saw that she was picking up on something good and she's like a female and she's younger than me. Yeah. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and try it, So then I brought my best friend with me to try it. And I ended up joining the gym after that. Yeah. So
did your friend sign up?
She didn't because she had that other gym membership. Yeah. But she didn't end up signing up. But I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do it, even if she didn't. And I continue to try like to have my coworkers to try it as well too. Like just try it even just for fun, as a class. A lot of them do have like, oh, I have a knee injury and so I'm like, do it, but there's always modifications, or just do it for fun, But they haven't gotten around to try it. I think I just had one of my friends bring her daughter in and, she really enjoyed it. That's good. Yeah. So she tries to come every now and then when she can.
I see.
But yeah.
What was, because Gianna, she had told me in the last episode, she had been with us for just almost 2 years and finally was able to get you into the gym. Yeah. What did she tell you? What was that switch in your head that you're like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to come in. Because I'm sure, I kept asking Gianna too. I don't know if she would tell you, but she'd be like, Kru keeps asking me to tell you, Mom, like you need to come in, right? And you kept hearing those messages and you were probably like, yeah, no, I'm going to come. But why, what was it that was going on in your life at that moment? Why was it the time? Why was it like, okay, now I'm coming in?
Because I would get home from work, and I just felt like physically and mentally, I would get home and I would just be like stressed out about whatever was going through, or whatever I was going through at the time. So I just like, you know what, I need to get out of that mind space, I need to do something for myself, something that's going to make me feel better about myself. And on top of that, like I need to work out, I need to do something better. So that's when I just said, you know what, I'm going to try the gym. I'm just going to go and do it. And the fact that she kept telling me, Kru's expecting, like, yes, I'm going to come, so that also kind of motivated me to join the gym, because there was somebody trying to motivate me to come to do it, to join it, that kept telling me, you know,
And it wasn't a one-time thing. It was a consistent.
It was repetitive.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's something that I needed to hear, because I mean, our coworker, like, they can go to the gym, but they don't tell you like consistently, let's go. You know, there's always a fallout. Oh, I can't go. So then that just clicked, you know, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to try it. I wasn't consistent with it when I first tried or joined it. I would come like a class here and there, you know, because I was still kind of like, I'm very shy and I'm very like to myself, and I'm like, and then that's when I kind of met Christine, you know, and she was very friendly, and she like, you know, and she was like, oh, now you have a friend. I'm like, oh yeah, I do. There's your friend now.
Yeah.
So that also motivated me to come back, you know, because she made me feel comfortable at the gym, you know, and that's great, you know, because you know, it is kind of like intimidating at first, but once you come and you see what it's all about, like, it's completely different, you know. Like, I was exhausted. The first class I did, I was so tired, you know, and I think it was like summer too, like really, really hot. I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this, you know, like, but I pulled through the class, you know, and I really enjoyed it, you know, because of the exercises, just, you know, the different style, you know, the technique, you know, kickboxing is just completely different. So I really enjoy that, you know, and the hour went by fast, you know, like it did. Yeah.
It's funny how, like, when you put something that you're learning, but it also ends up being a workout, you kind of forget that you're working out, right? Because you're so focused on getting the technique down or holding pads for someone the right way. You realize, like, oh my God, I'm dead tired, right? And the hour does go by very fast, doesn't it?
And you're actually like working out, like, you know, the areas that you need to work out versus you going to the gym and doing that same thing over and over, but you're not working any of your other muscles or any of your other body parts.
That's right.
You know, so I'm like, okay, this is it for me, you know?
Yeah.
So now I just can't, like, I try to do doubles, because I felt like one class wasn't enough for me. Like, I didn't feel like I was losing as much weight or, you know, getting to where I wanted to be. So I'm like, I'm going to do doubles. So I started doing doubles, and then I did feel like I was shedding some weight then. My clothes feel a little, you know, better, you know, and even now, like, I feel some of my body, you know, areas are like getting toned a little bit, you know, even though it's small, but it's there, like I can see it, you know, and so that motivates me to keep coming and doing it. And now I just can't stop coming to the gym, you know. Now I have to, like, even if I can make doubles, I try to make at least a class at night. But then I'm like, oh my God, this class is already over. When I do single, it's just like, I'm used to the double classes now.
I love that, because you've literally went from coming every now and then to literally coming like almost every day. Like, it's very, how many times a week would you say you average now?
I come probably like 4 days out of the week.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head too.
Sometimes 5, because sometimes I'll do a Saturday class. I've done a Friday class every now and then, and I did one sparring class. So, but yeah, I come like 4 days. You can say 4 days.
Okay, that's what I was thinking in my head. Like, I was like, I feel like you come about 4 times.
4 times.
Okay.
Doubles. I've done triples as well. So
Now,
4 times.
I want to kind of rewind this conversation a little bit, because in the very beginning you mentioned you have a full-time job, but you also have a side gig of a lash technician. What do you do as your full-time gig?
I work at an orthopedic office in the physical therapy department. So I just check in patients and schedule patients. I call it, sometimes I'm like, it's like the freaking DMV, because there's like a line out the door of patients checking in for therapy. So it's a really busy office. But I love my job, and I love the people I work with there. So that's my full-time job. And then it's kind of like 7:30 to 4:30, and then I get home, and then I have the kids. Sometimes their dad signs them up for all these activities. He's the one that signs them up, and I kind of just like take them to it, you know. So that's how it works, because sometimes I'm like busy to sign them up, so he does it since he has more time to do it.
I want to touch base on that. So you're full-time working at this clinic that's physical therapy and orthopedic. Then you also have a side gig. You're a lash technician. You have 3 children you still have to take care of. So you're a full-time mom. But you still make it time to come to the gym at least 4 times a week. And you come now, it's a standard of at least 2. So that's about 2.5 hours of time for yourself that you make. How do you muster up the energy that it requires for you to get to the gym? Like, how do you do that? Because I mean, that's 2 jobs, full-time mom with 3 children, 3, right? How do you gather that energy? Because I'm sure there's days where you still feel like, man, it's been such a long day. It would be so nice just to kind of take a day off. But you know what? You still come to the gym anyways. What is that? Where does that energy source coming from?
Well, I get home. Sometimes I feel so drained that I don't want to do it. But then I have Gianna on the other ear, you know, like, Mom, you got to go. You got to go, you know? So that's where my motivation is. And then I just think to myself, like, you know, if I miss a class, when I go back, it's not the same. I'm like tired. I'm like, I did that before, and I'm like, I don't ever want to do that again. You know, like, it's because I already take like practically 3 days off if I don't go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So doing that, like, it just like ruins my routine and the way I feel about it, you know? But I just push myself through it. I'm like, no, I got to go to class because, you know, and once I push myself out the door and I'm there, everything changes, you know, because of the people I've met, the people, you know, I come in and they motivate me to come too, you know, because they're like, where were you? Why didn't you come to class? You know? So I look forward to coming and seeing the people that I work with, you know. I just made friends, you know, and it's cool, you know, it's fun. And I love like the technique now, you know, like I love doing it. So
and you've gotten a lot better too.
So, and I want to get better at it, you know. So every time when I get home, I'm tired, I'm like, that's where I go, because that's where I'm gonna be sitting home doing what? You know, like, I need this for myself, you know, like me staying at home, not working out, it's not gonna do anything for me. It's not gonna get me where I want to be.
That's right.
You know, and I'm like, I want to be eventually a fit mom, you know, or be, you know, like when I get older, just be fit, you know. I want to be in a good place physically. And
that's how you can, a lot of parents don't realize, a lot of parents are guilty of like, I want to do everything for my children, but then they kind of neglect themselves. They neglect their health, and they neglect their mental health. And by you doing this, Amanda, when you're healthy and strong and your mental space is good, you're only going to be a better mother. You know what I mean? You're only going to be a better worker. Like when you're at your job, you're going to only be a better lash technician, because your mind, everything, when you feel good, everything around you just reflects off of that.
Exactly.
You know, and if you were to hear someone right now talking about those same obstacles you had, maybe they're a mother of 3, maybe they work full time, they're extremely exhausted after a full day of work, right? They have a side gig as well. What words of inspiration could you give to that woman that is kind of going through the same thing, that could easily say, you know, I'm just so tired, you know, what could you say to them right now? What would you say to help them get over that hump, to get them into the gym?
Just come in and try it, you know, even if it's with a friend or just by yourself, like just do it, you know, because once you're there, like, and you try it, it's going to change everything, you know, it's going to change for you, you know, especially if it's something different from what you originally do. And, you know, it's just going to make you feel better about yourself, you know, like completely, just physically, mentally, it gets you out of that mind space, you know. Even if you're tired, once you're there, just the energy is completely different, you know. And it, you know, it definitely worked for me, and it can work for anybody else, you know. Like, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, you know, like you can't do it or I'm too tired, you know. You just need to get out there and do it. Just do it.
I love it. Like the Nike slogan, right? Just do it.
You just have to do it. Just get out there and do it. Put yourself through it.
One thing I like that you said earlier too is like, on those days that I don't feel like going, my daughter Gianna's like constantly saying, come on, Mom, let's go. We got to go. And you said, when you get yourself out the door, you just come on and you force yourself out the door and you start to move towards the gym. What happens? Your shift in mind kind of changes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Now it's like all of a sudden, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to the gym. Or you walk in that door and you see your gym buddy, you know, and you're like, oh my gosh, right? And they're excited to see you. You're excited to see them. And all of a sudden the energy has just shifted. Now you're happy that you came, right? And then after class, how do you feel?
I feel great. Right? I mean, I can be tired, but I feel great at the end, you know, like it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, all the bad energy, everything else is out the door, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel better about myself after doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yes, I did the class, whether if it's one class, double classes. So I just feel great about it.
Yeah. I always tell people, like, when people get angry, I always ask people, what are the most common things that people do? They'll throw something, they'll throw their car keys, right? And now they got to go walk over and go get it, right? Or they throw it in the plants. Now they're like, oh shoot, now I got to go look for it, right? Or they get angry and they hit something, bam! They punch a hole in the wall. Now they got to go get that wall fixed. Now that's more money out the pocket, right? And then now their hand hurts, right? But with training, I always say it gives endorphins on top of endorphins. I've been an athlete my whole life, and nothing ever makes me feel as good as like training Muay Thai, because I get to hit stuff.
Yeah.
I get to kind of let all the world's anxiety, the stresses that we deal with on a personal daily basis, it lets it all out, doesn't it? And you feel good. You feel accomplished. You feel confident. You feel your mental space is good now. You can't even remember really what you were mad about, right? Yeah. And then you're ready to start your day, or you're ready to just close out your evening, you know?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. And then doing it with my daughter, it makes me, you know, like, it's brought us closer together. So definitely, if you're mom and daughter, bring them together, you know, bring them in. You know, it's awesome that we have something in common, something to share. You know, it's brought us closer together, definitely.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Wow. Yeah. Amanda,
It's
thank
awesome.
you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out. Were
for
you
having
nervous
us.
being on the show?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. You didn't show it though. You were good. You were good. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Guys, that concludes another episode of Muay Thai Saved Me. Again, this show is all about bringing people from different walks of life, like Amanda, and how Muay Thai training has helped impacted her life in a positive way, as you guys heard. If you guys like this episode or any other content that we're putting out, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like it, share it to anyone that you feel might benefit from it. Okay, and stay tuned next week for the next episode. All right, stay tuned.